again to the Footy Show, coming to you out of beautiful Geelong on a Saturday morning. Yes, the season is really hotting up now. We've only got a couple more rounds to go, and we're into the finals. And a big weekend last weekend. Werribee Central is absolutely in sensational form still, and we've got a great special guest on this morning. We'll meet him very shortly. They knocked off the Belmont Lions. Anthony Kitchen kicking 9, and it's pretty awesome to think that they've got so much depth up there at the duck pond. They're going along very nicely indeed. Corio, too good for Anarchy. Daniel Harrison, magnificent effort there, 9 goals. Well done, Daniel. We just see too good for Inverleigh. Bannockburn, absolutely too good for East Geelong. Tommy Tighes gave Geelong West a nice old carny. And Belpost Hill in the 94.7 match of the round absolutely destroyed the North Geelong Magpies with Keller Basley kicking 6 goals. And of course, I can't read my pocket again. He booted 4 goals for the Magpies, and he's still leading the goal kicking. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott, and once again, I've assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football to help me eradicate, adjudicate, procrastinate about all the games on this afternoon. And first of all, the man from the Bannockburn Tigers, it's Dale Smith. Good morning, Dale.
Yeah, good morning, Dick. Good to be back here this morning. Missed the game last weekend, so probably another game I probably didn't mind missing because North Geelong Magpies a bit disappointing.
Oh, yeah, but devastating, mate.
This afternoon, big game up at Belpost Hill.
And you went to Bendigo, is that right?
Now, I was 6. I'm not too really sure how many people should hear this on the table. Yes, but I did go to Bendigo.
That's right. I didn't think it was supposed to be confidential, but apparently there's some video footage of you up there. Should be very interesting.
Probably would be somewhere.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll talk to Dale again in a minute. And of course, I said we had a very special guest on this morning. Here's the coach of the Werribee Centurions from the Duck Pond on a cold Saturday morning, David Leach. Good morning, David.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, well, thank you. Have they spelt your name right on the screen there, mate?
Yeah, mate, that's correct.
Oh, that's all right. Just want to make sure Fano's on the ball completely. David, fantastic to have you here on the show. We're going to have a bit of a chat to you later on and find out not only how Werribee Centrals are going, but also where you've been around and get a bit of a background on the David Leach story. It'll be fantastic indeed.
Okay.
A couple of big interviews from the match of the day last week, the Belpost Hill Panthers and North Geelong. We've got Brent Gergic, the coach of the Belpost Hill Panthers, and Frank Foppiani with Kel Lowther. Here they go now.
Brent turned it on in the second quarter, able to kick 9 goals to 1. He must have been really happy with the boys.
Yeah, it was like obviously kicking him to the wind. We just basically wanted to win the quarter, and obviously I didn't know we kicked 9 goals, but that's a pretty big quarter, especially into the wind. So yeah, it really set us up for the rest of the day, I think.
You guys are in pretty good form at the moment. Obviously the win against Bannockburn was pretty good last week. Is it good to be playing good footy against those sides that you probably will come up against in the finals?
Yeah, I think we've been playing better football against the better sides. I think that's sort of a mental thing. I think when we play sort of the lower sort of sides, our mentality is to drop off a little bit, which isn't good. But it's good to see that the boys really get themselves up for a big game. We've really been treating it like a final. The last couple of weeks like a final. I said today is like a semi-final or a preliminary final, and it's just good that we play good footy against good sides.
You must have been really impressed with Caleb Basley's performance, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Caleb all year. Basically, he's probably one of our keys. We've got some young players that are Belpost Hill boys, and they've really stepped up. Him and Shane Lima, and a few other guys that have come up through the juniors have had really big years. So today, I think he kicked 6 goals, which is really good. But it's more, as I said to you guys last week, just his pressure and tackling, that sort of thing, which is most impressive, I think.
I was going to say, yeah, last week you were harping on the pressure. That's what you want out of your forward lines, and I guess again today they were very good at it, and I suppose Caleb was probably the prime example of that as well. He really does those team things as well as kick the goals.
Yeah, exactly, and even Giovanna and Piley and these guys that you sort of think that they may not do those sort of things, but they really have, and I've really emphasised that the last few, like, so pretty much the whole year really, not to worry about kicking goals, just to chase and tackle and that sort of thing, and goals are created from it.
Thanks very much, Brent.
No worries, thanks.
And now we've got Frank Foppiani with Kel Lowther. Here they go.
Obviously a disappointing loss. What happened in that second quarter?
Yeah, I don't know, Cal, they just too good. I mean, we started well, it was sort of even at quarter time, and they just sort of outran us. We didn't pick up and paid the price.
We were disappointed with the effort of your team in that second quarter. I suppose up in the box, we saw at times, I don't know whether it was just everything was going their way, but at times it seemed that they were just doing it way too easily. There was times where they were just consistent passes around the ground, and you really couldn't get anywhere near the footy.
Well, it was, they were, and look, I told the boys at half time we just didn't work hard enough. They wanted it more and worked pretty hard, and we were just too lazy. Just thought, oh yeah, well they won't kick it to him. They did, so they played well, and we just couldn't stem that flow.
Yeah. And moving on to next week, you have a massive game against East Geelong. Important to win at least one of these against the big side, so you can establish your 5th spot.
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's tight all the way through now, so yeah, it doesn't get any easier for us. We've got East, and you know, they're going to be thereabouts. So we've got to you know, get back on the winning list, I suppose.
I suppose losing Matho early probably didn't help your cause as well. He was probably earmarked to have the job on Jovanovic today, and I suppose even though he kicked his goals as well, all of a sudden that dragged someone else away from Basely, and then Basely bobs up and kicks a few, and I suppose that was a big loss.
Definitely. Look, we haven't had Matho for 3 or 4 weeks, and he come back last week and he was great, and then to lose him early was yeah, you know, it was pretty tough for us to get the matchups right, but that's footy. You know, we also lost, you know, another player early too, so, you know, we're down to 2 on the bench, so, yeah.
So is he all right? Or?
Oh, yeah, look, he wanted to come back on, but just for, you know, for his safety, we're going to get him back on, so.
And what areas do you think you guys need to work on going into the second half of the year? Obviously, today probably manning up was a bit of an issue, and even at times you sort of seemed to rush possession, just bomb it forward rather than trying to find a target. That was probably a noticeable difference between Skill and Basely today.
Yeah, look, for sure, and look, I'm not going to dwell on it too much. You know, our pretty much all year, our you know, best bit of the game has been our skill, you know, and our skill touches. So, you know, to dwell on that today, just we'll beat them by a better side. So,
All right, thanks, Frank.
no worries, thanks, Cal.
Fantastic interviews there by the boys out at the Keith Barclay Oval with, of course, Brett Gerges, the winning coach of the Belpost Hill Panthers, and Frank Foppiani. A little bit besieged coach at the moment of the North Geelong Magpies. See how they go this afternoon. It'll be interesting indeed. Now, we've got a few seconds to go before we go to an ad break. Let's have a quick talk to David and find out where'd you come from before you came to Werribee Centrals, Dave?
Yeah, I grew up in Backsmarsh, so yeah, grew up playing in the Ballarat League. So that was all the way through juniors, and all the way through to I was probably 16, and then lucky enough to obviously play a bit of 3 years of TAC, and then I went to Williamstown for a few years, 2 or 3 years there, and then went back home. So, and spent about 6 years there, and then ended up over the western side after that, mate.
So now nicely entrenched into the duck pond.
Yeah.
I get into trouble saying that, so I'll be careful.
Yeah, this is my second year, mate, so yeah, yeah, we'll see how we go.
Oh, fantastic. We'll have a quick talk to Dave a bit later on and find out his thoughts of the games on this afternoon. We'll pay some bills, take a break, and we'll be right back after this.